Like I mentioned, women, food and hormones is what we'll be talking about today. What are hormones basically? Let us understand that hormones are some kind of substances that are produced in your body that helps influence the growth and development. They are also substances that help in controlling how a particular organ works. And these are substances that are produced by either an organ or a gland. Like mentioned in the slide itself, let's take examples like ovaries. You have so many important hormones like estrogen, progesterone. I'm sure you must have heard about all of these hormonal names. Testosterone, androgens, these are all very vital hormones that our body produces. Some hormones which are produced by the hypothalamus, which is basically, more to do with the mental stability or mental health balance in your body. Hypothalamus produces dopamine. It produces growth hormone, which is very, very essential even in small children. When they are attaining their puberty, you need growth hormones, you need DHAE. All of these are basically substances that influence the growth of a particular individual. Now, hormone is taken from a Greek word which means setting in motion, which means kick starting. So this is what basically hormone means. And when we talk about, so here there is one of the jokes that I found on internet, which says a person has taken so many hormonal pills that they've got excessive hair growth in their body. So because we have so much of information that is shared in the social media, I thought it very important that, we discuss a little bit and understand exactly how we can deal with hormonal imbalance, especially in a woman's life. That is the topic today. So when we talk about hormones in our everyday life, there are almost 50 to 100, I will put it that way, 50 to 100 different kinds of hormone that are doing different tasks. So to lead a normal life without any hindrance, you need at least a minimum of 50 to 70 hormones working in, sync with our bodily requirements. Sometimes what happens is these hormones, the ratio gets impacted, and then we end up having something called as hormonal imbalance. Very many times we have heard a lot of people saying, I have hormone imbalance, my hormones are not in place. Why does this happen? How does it happen is what we will be discussing right now. So let's understand that if you are a person or an individual who has had, a sudden weight gain or even a sudden weight loss, or if you're feeling that, you're having a lot of mood swings, you are anxious all the time, or, even if you're facing problems with your sleep pattern, you're not getting enough sleep, or you're having a lot of disturbance while you sleep, maybe for the 4 to 6 hours that you sleep on an average in a day. If there are signs that you're feeling any of these symptoms, then there are possibilities that you are one of the victim of hormonal imbalance. Now, there are certain questions that we can ask ourselves. All of you who are there attending this workshop that we are doing today, I'm sure you must have undergone days or times where you feel really energetic, but at the same time you suddenly drop your energy levels and you're feeling really fatigued. There are times that you say that I'm quite stressed, I'm not able to take up the pressure, whether it's in your work, whether it's at home. There are very many times that I have gone to the kitchen, stood for some time, and had a brain fog. I don't know what to cook for the day. I don't know what meal planning I should be doing for the family. So there are so many small little signs, where you might find that, you don't have an explanation as to why it is happening, and we normally ignore it. There are times in a month when we just put the blame on PMS, so we say I'm undergoing PMS, and that is the reason I'm having these mood swings, or I'm feeling bloating, or I want to have an ice cream. The moment you take the bowl of ice cream, you suddenly feel that, you don't no longer enjoy the bowl, and you may want to grab an apple or an orange instead. And then you don't understand why this is happening. We just, cover it up saying that, it might be that time of the month. And we try and ignore it and reason it out in a very simple way. When you have hormonal imbalance in your body, this can definitely affect your overall functioning, because the symptoms include anxiety, fatigue. There are severe symptoms like, I'll come to the next slide and I'll explain to you what can be the reason for you feeling. Just an example, you ask anybody whether, do you feel you're having hair loss, and 9 out of 10 will say, yes, I have severe hair loss and I don't understand what's going wrong. I'm doing everything right. I've bought the best of the, products that are available in the market. I'm eating good. I'm taking care of my hair. I go to the salon every month. I do my deep conditioning, whatnot. But there is severe hair loss. Why is this happening? There are chances that this particular hair loss, or this particular symptom, okay, of you losing hair day in and day out, it can be because of your thyroid hormonal imbalance, or it can also be because of the estrogen levels going haywire. So even another example, like, excessive weight gain. We all undergo this point in life where no matter what we do, the weight just does not budge. And me being a dietitian, I get so many cases day in and day out when people say, I try everything, I exercise, I do this, I do my dieting, still I'm not able to lose weight. Then when we find out through different tests, etc., and kind of testing and emitting whatever the reasons can be, then we find out that the problem actually lies with their hormones, where their estrogen levels or even their insulin levels are playing, are the reason why they have gained this weight, or they are not able to lose this particular weight where they are stuck in. So don't take hormonal imbalance lightly. There are very many factors like, your diet, your lifestyle, certain conditions that may be the cause, and we definitely are here to discuss what can be the reason and how we can tackle it. When we talk about a woman's life, because we were understanding today what's happening with, different stages in a woman's life, let's start from menarche, where you achieve your first menstrual cycle. There are possibilities that hormonal disturbances or hormonal ratio starts going a little haywire when somebody gets their first periods, because it's a sudden change, it's a sudden growth. The growth hormones are playing at their peak. There are possibilities that your estrogen levels are also at their peak when you are in that teen age, when you attain your first menstrual cycle. When we are talking about different stages of a woman's life, after getting married, if you want to conceive, hormones play a very important role. When you are having your period pains, premenstrual syndrome, like we already discussed, anything and everything before you getting your periods, like mood swings and your fatigue levels, anxiety, hair loss, everything can be cumulatively blamed on the PMS, but it is actually a hormonal problem. There are stages of life where you are pregnant, you have conditions like, you're in a perimenopausal or a menopausal stage where hormones play a very important role. Here, I have in this slide given an example of something like periods. So when you talk about periods, there are some who have excessive or prolonged bleeding. It can be an indicator of a hormonal disturbance, that is estrogen. There are irregular periods. In school, when I go to school nutrition programs, I find very many, to put it very mildly, almost around 77 to 80% of the teenage girls who are in their 9th and 10th grade are facing PCOS. It's so common right now. Very many children are undergoing polycystic ovarian syndrome, and this is nothing but a cause because of the hormonal imbalance in your body. If you have irregular menstrual cycle, it can be also an indicator of, you either being a pre-diabetic or a diabetic. Of course, we know that endometriosis, very many of us, even who are attending right now, may be, victims of endometriosis, where your periods are painful, there is irregularity, there can be blood clots that you are facing, or in some cases when you are, in a underweight kind of situation where your BMI is less than 20, then scanty periods, again a hormonal problem caused due to stress. So when you take the different conditions or different age groups, hormones is important in each and every stage of a woman's life. And when we are trying to find out what is causing the problem, the points that we have mentioned here are some, but there are very many more reasons why a person undergoes hormonal problems. Here I've mentioned nothing but stress. Of course, you go to the doctor, any condition today, whether even if it is a viral flu or, or you facing depression, everything is related to stress. Your demands that you have as a working professional, demands to keep up with the social circle, your environment, all of this cause these changes in the hormones, and that may lead us to any kind of medical complication. Gut, a very important, very ignored point. The gut health, or the gut microbiome as we call it, the bacteria that is there in the lining of your gut can be impaired, and because of which there are possibilities of you having either excessive production of estrogen, or it can even contribute to your PMS, where we have seen that, your mood swings and anxiety and whatnot is the repercussion of hormonal disturbances. Toxins. So when we are talking about toxins, it is nothing to do with any kind of, harmful toxins, but our daily, excretion process of toxins or byproducts that our digestive system produces, our sweat, urination, all of these are systemized, and these activities are taking place. Like I had mentioned, there are more than 50 to 70 hormones that play a role in your daily activities. And if there is some kind of disruption in the natural functioning of excretion in your body, of toxin removal in your body, it can be due to a hormonal problem. Then we talk about nutrition. Of course, we are going to be discussing it in a little more detail in the future slides, where we will say that, because of deficiencies of certain nutrients, there are possibilities that, your hormone production is hampered, and because of which you'll end up having hormonal disturbances. Exercise. So we all go to gym. It's become a part of our lifestyle now. If not gym, people are doing yoga, they're going for some kind of activities, jogging, walking. It's just become mandatory that we achieve our 10,000 steps every day. And what happens in some cases are people, overdo things. And if you are in that category where, there is excessive exercise, this can cause, reduction in your progesterone levels, and this may also interfere with your regular menstrual cycle. So again, hormonal disturbances can be, triggered because of excessive exercise. Sleep. We previously also discussed that if you have hormonal disturbances, then your sleep pattern is, hampered. And if your sleep is not good enough, if you're not able to get your 6 to 7 hours of sleep, without any disturbance, then hormonal issues may also elevate in your body. Now, when we are talking about lifestyle factors, apart from stress, your toxins, gut, nutrition, exercise, etc., alcohol, medication for some other comorbidities. So let's say, you're taking medication for your already existing problems like thyroid or diabetes, that can also, trigger other hormonal imbalances in your body. Or if you are in particular stages of your life, like pregnancy, or if you're breastfeeding, if you are in a relationship which is not, all that healthy. So if you're in a toxic relationship, then that also affects your hormonal balance of your body. Apart from all of this, there is also something called as hormone replacement therapy. I will come to that, taking an example, and we will discuss it further. Now, as we spoke, that there are all of these factors like stress, gut, etc., that may hamper your hormonal, balance in your body. I have listed down many more, like weight loss, weight gain. If you have any kind of muscular problems, or generally you're feeling fatigued, if you have excessive sweating, if you face increased thirst, or decrease sex drive, or if you also are having very nominal problems like, dry skin or blurred vision, if you feel your face has become puffy, or, it's changed its shape from a long or a lean face to a rounded face, these are also signs that you may be having some kind of hormonal imbalance in your body. So like I've mentioned here, even there is a small little, symptom like, if you are not full enough, if you're feeling always hungry, we've heard very many people talk who say that, मेरी भूख मिटती नहीं है, मैं कितना भी खा लूं, मुझे और 1 घंटे में तुम कुछ दोगे तो मैं खाने के लिए रेडी हूँ. So people who are facing these kinds of small little problems, which we just take it as a joke and normally ignore, they can be signals that you are undergoing some kind of hormonal imbalance in your body. Now, we already discussed that excessive weight gain or weight loss can be, can hamper your estrogen levels, reduce sex drive. So if you are facing something like this, we normally don't want to share, very personal things with our friends, or, seeking help from a professional. Definitely, this is a reason, or a flag where you need to go and consult a gynecologist, or you go and speak to a medical help where they can assess your estrogen levels, or hormonal levels, and start treatment as soon as possible to try and control the repercussions of this. Now, when we spoke about examples of signs and symptoms, I spoke about periods. Here, I'm also going to highlight that, there are most of the percentage of women who are there right now in the corporate world. Many of them are attaining very sooner, or, earlier menopause. And many of us who are in the age group of 35 to 50 are in their perimenopausal or menopausal stage. Now, we all know that during this particular, 4-5 years, there are a lot of symptoms that are showing us that, our hormones are depleting, or our estrogen levels are going down, like hot flushes, night sweats, vaginal dryness, again hair loss, insomnia, again, a lack of sleep, etc. These are all common symptoms, not only for perimenopausal, menopausal, but for all the other hormonal imbalances also. Now, when you have these kinds of perimenopausal symptoms, there are certain things that you can do immediately to control. So let's say symptoms like sleep problem. Okay, what you can do is you can try avoiding short naps during the afternoon times, if you are used to that, is, or avoid caffeine from your diet. Try cutting down on caffeine for 2 to 3 months, and you will see an improvement in your sleep pattern. Of course, you can try using sleeping aids. You can put on some music. You can have aroma candles. You can take a essential oil massage. So all of these small little things, yes, of course, will help you overcome the particular symptom that is causing problems in our daily life due to the hormonal changes. But there is also something called as the hormone replacement therapy, which is very vital during the perimenopausal and menopausal stage. Take this from me today, that if you are facing any of these symptoms, approach a doctor and do ask about the hormone replacement therapy. People have a lot of mixed, views or reviews about hormonal replacement. But let me assure you that hormonal replacement therapy is a medically approved, way of taking charge of the hormonal imbalance, especially during the menopausal stage. It is definitely an answer to premature menopause, which we all as a generation are facing right now. It will also help you in improvements with your sex life. It improves, your other problems that you're facing, like, depletion of calcium from your bones, you feeling, aches and pains, muscle fatigue. All of this can also be arrested if you take the proper hormonal replacement with medical guidelines. But there are certain studies that have been done which show that it can also be a cause. The hormonal replacement therapy can also be a cause of you, endangering or risking your heart health, or you having small little things like frequent headaches, or you undergoing skin reactions, etc. So do consult a proper medical aid, and then go ahead and take the hormone replacement. Now, how do we know that, so we spoke about a lot of signs and symptoms that may be a reason for you, initiating yourself and going and getting tested for hormonal, levels in your body. So there are different types of tests that are given here, which show us different types of hormonal, analysis. So let's take an example of saliva. So we all got the COVID test done. It's a very simple test where there is a mucus swab that is taken. So through saliva, if you have to check a particular hormone, then it's as simple as just taking your swab and then getting the test done. Through your serum, there are blood tests that show you a lot of your levels. So we all go through this CBC and annual blood tests, etc., which include the thyroid panel, which has become very it's common and mandatory now. Also glucose or your insulin, your HbA1c levels, all of these have become a part of the complete blood profile. But mind you that if you are suspecting of you having any kind of hormonal disturbances, then do insist on taking the other tests that I've mentioned here, which are your vitamin D levels, vitamin B12 levels, especially if you are a vegetarian. Then yes, B12 deficiencies can be, a reason why you are having hormonal disturbances in your body. Blood sugar, yes, it's already included in most of the tests, and thyroid levels. Also, make sure that, as a female, after you have reached the age of 40, get an annual pap smear and breast examination or mammography done. It's very vital, and that will help you to cope up with your early menopause or perimenopausal stage. Definitely much better than a person who has not understood exactly where the body hormonal levels are taking them to. Now we come to what I have to basically, highlight and talk about. That is the role of nutrition and the role of diet in you trying to maintain or minimizing the imbalances of hormones in your body. So there are a lot of nutrients that we will be talking about. So please understand that, let's take an example of blood sugar. Okay. So whenever there is a hormonal disturbance in your body, there are chances that your blood glucose levels go up. So if the blood glucose levels go up, what happens is the organ or the pancreas in this particular example will get a signal to release insulin in your body so that it can combat with the blood elevated blood sugar that is there in your body. So insulin production is increased. So the hormone insulin is produced in excess, and we try and curb the blood glucose levels. Now, this happens only if the hormonal balance of your body and the organ that is producing the hormone is in sync. If there is a small little difference either in the pancreas, that is the organ, or if there is a difference in the production of blood glucose in your body, then this whole cycle of you trying to maintain the homeostasis goes totally haywire. So it's very important to understand that hormones can affect the synthesis of the enzymes in your organs, and the organ having a problem can also affect the hormonal levels. So it is quite interrelated, and we squaring up or saying that okay, so if you have estrogen problems, then you have 1 2 3 things, have 1 2 3 hormonal replacement therapy and it will be sorted, is not true. It's always a combined effect. So that is the reason we take into consideration the vitamin D levels. If you're deficient, let's say you're anemic and you're having excessive hair loss and your estrogen is also playing a role, then we have to have a very multidisciplinary approach to you to getting you back into trying to avoid or stop further hair loss, trying to get you to a basic level that is important for your daily functioning. So when we are talking about diet, I want to say that there is no one wonder food that I will be mentioning here, but there are certain foods that influence the hormonal secretion of your body, and the food, of course, like I said, it's interrelated. So we'll understand exactly what are the things that you can incorporate to try and ease out these hormonal problems that you will be facing in any stage that you are in right now, whether you are just in your pregnancy, or you're just trying to conceive, or you're in your perimenopausal stage, or you're a lactating mother. We will just understand that these are the small little pointers that you need to consider. So before we start anything, to make sure that we try and address the hormonal secretion of our body, make sure that you have a mindset and you are prepared that the diet is going to help you. So mentally preparing yourself to plan a balanced meal is very, very important. Try avoiding more than 2 types of protein in your one meal, or even trying to impose and superimpose a lot of carbohydrates. So right now we know that in India it is the year of millets, so there's a lot of focus on millets, and everybody is mixing everything like bajra and jawar and all of that in a particular batter, and then trying to make a multi-grain nutrient dish out every meal. Do not do that. Just go easy on your nutrients and take 1 or 2 macronutrients for a particular meal. So try not overdoing this meal plan of yours. Try avoiding a lot of refined carbohydrates. So this goes for anything. Even if you're trying to lose weight, even if you're a diabetic, even if you're having thyroid problems, or if you're just having any of the symptoms that we spoke about, try avoiding simple sugars or simple carbohydrates from your diet. How will you know what are the simple carbohydrates? To give you just a little bit of a hint, try avoiding white foods as much as possible and incorporate more of earthy tones when it comes to carbs and proteins. So try avoiding white sugar, white rice, white maida, and try incorporating complex carbohydrates, brown, multi-grain kind of, carbohydrates in your diet. Don't overdo, don't mix too many things in one plate. Just go light. If you're having a jawar roti for lunch, just stick to a jawar roti. Dinner can be, a millet upma, or you can go in for quinoa salad or something like that, but don't overdo everything. Avoid alcohol. We already spoke about the influence of alcohol as one of the factors affecting your hormones. Again, if you're in a person who's undergoing less of lack of sleep, etc., then you should be avoiding coffee. We already spoke about it. Then we have the animal fat. So if you are going to be, concentrating more on, trying to achieve a hormone balance in your body, then try avoiding full fat, red meat, etc., which may be excessive in certain, fatty acids that may influence the production of hormones. Hormones basically contain cholesterol. Okay, and we giving the right amount and right kind of cholesterol is very, very important. I will come to that in the next slide, where, first of all, we'll understand how a plate should look. So whatever I spoke about right now of you not mixing the carbohydrates and not, trying to mix more than 2 types of protein, etc., stands. However, this particular representation shows you exactly how each plate or each meal of yours should be. So when we talk about the distribution of carbohydrates, it should be 1/4 or less than 1/4 of your plate. Go for more than half of your plate. That has to be filled with your vegetables, greens, salads, sprouts, and raw foods as much as possible. 10% only of fat. Fat is essential. Please do not remove it from your diet. It's very, very important. And of course, we know that protein plays a very important role because most of the hormones are made up of amino acids, and protein plays a very important role in the hormonal secretion of your body. Now, the first and foremost thing that comes, as a big no for us, approaching a hormonal diet is organic foods. There is a lot of debate going on whether we should really invest our money. I can't hear you. Are you talking to me? Sorry. Okay, so I was talking about, whether we should be investing our money in organic foods or not. Let me not scare you here. I just want to say that organic foods have played a very vital role in trying to help, us dietitians in addressing the hormonal imbalance problems in most of the cases. Saying that even if you're able to wash your fruits and vegetables and rid them of these pesticides, basically there are certain pesticides that I've mentioned here, like, glyphosate, etc. If those kind of pesticides are used, which are used very minimally, because we have our FDA and everything that governs and rules, the usage of what pesticide to be used in what amount, etc. Just buy normal fruits and vegetables, but make sure that, you wash them thoroughly before you use it, and do check for labels of non-GMO. Using plastics. Okay, so we all right now are, citizens, who are aware that, bio-sustainability and, we being pro to biodegradable materials, etc., is there. Definitely, we all are aware. We need not talk about, not, trying to cut down on our plastic usage, etc. But to be very honest, if you are a person who is undergoing a hormonal therapy, then make sure that, you don't use water from a plastic bottle. See for the signs where it says, safe to use, etc. And if you find any of this, bisphenols, etc., in your products, then please do not buy them. Try minimizing even your, use and throw things. Though I have mentioned your paper and, natural materials, we would always prefer you having your foods and meals, etc., in either a stainless steel or a glass, reusable cookware. So do that and cut down on the microwavable meals, which means that, you buying ready-made foods, ready to eat, heat and eat, etc. Try minimizing them as much as possible if you are going to be approaching your health with your hormonal problems. The second important thing, apart from your organic foods and no plastic, will be the phytoestrogens. Excuse me. So phytoestrogens, very many of us have heard it. You know, they when we talk about soya products, and when soya came into the market in a very big way, they were always, you know, applauded for having isoflavonols and, you know, having more of phytoestrogens in their you know, in their sources, and because of which we were pushing them as one of the healthy you know, alternatives to any other protein foods through plant sources. Now, what are phytoestrogens? As the name suggests, they are dietary estrogens. Now, you have to understand that, you know, in animals or in human, the hormones are secreted in particular glands of our body, or particular, you know, organ produces a particular hormone. But in plants, they in different stages of a plant's life, from a seed to a, you know, to the stem, and then flowering, and then you know, finally the fruit, etc. There, in different stages, the hormones that are the estrogens are produced in different places of the plant you know, body. So we have to be very sure that, you know, the end product that we are using is going to benefit us more than harm us. So again, here there is definitely the help of a professional that comes into play. So we as nutritionists have learned exactly what particular food has to be taken, what has to be included for a particular kind of hormonal problems that you are going to be you know, dealing with. So here I've just given you a general idea of what phytoestrogens are, and how, you know, things like including chia seeds or flax seeds in your diet, or even licorice. Now, right now, licorice is there, you know, in abundance in the market. It's the next new thing after oats that has come up, where, you know, you have licorice chocolates that are available. They are in different forms. Now we also have Ayurvedic products where, you know, they are in their powdered form, and we do recommend licorice, you know, to even people who have hypothyroidism. So these kinds of phytoestrogens play a very important role for specific conditions, and have to be included in your diet if you have to maintain your or reset your hormones, as we famously call it. People who are undergoing hot flushes, people who are facing perimenopausal stage, including, you know, a teaspoon of flax seeds early in the morning makes a lot of difference. So we have seen the effects of these particular, you know, phytoestrogens from plant sources that also help in, you know, heart health. Then we talk about fats. If you had seen that plate, 10% of your plate should contain fats. And I also mentioned that it has to come from the right source. So what are good fats? Good fats are omega-3, omega-6. You find them in abundance again in seeds, nuts. You have avocado, certain kinds of fatty fish like sardines, mackerel, etc. Salmon, of course, a very healthy alternative of fats. Going for omega-6 you know, derivatives, don't overdo it. So we tend to have coconut in our diet. Cut down, minimize it, make it a part of your meal, but don't overgo or over you know, do it. Just because it is going to give you healthy you know, fat, does not mean you should go overboard. Control the portion size. It has to be only 10% of your whole plate in a day. Not more than 3 to 6 teaspoons of oil should be there. That is, I'm talking about the visible oil in your diet for a healthy, you know, a healthy lifestyle. So in hormonal, you know, in hormonal cases, we need to understand exactly what kind of hormonal disturbance is there, and what kind of fats can be included for each particular problem that the person is facing. So alternatives like eggs, if you have hair loss, you know, the most common thing that we normally suggest is for you to have a whole egg every day because of the biotin content or whatever. So that is definitely a generalized approach. But apart from that, we also talk about which type of oil or fat you should be eating, from which source. We also suggest cod liver oil capsules to people who are having this hormonal reset problems. Then we talk about the vegetable, groups. In the vegetable groups, we have the cruciferous vegetables. Now, you have to understand that this is not for all hormonal problems, because very many, even in the audience, must be wondering that if you are facing a thyroid problem, then the first thing that we as professionals tell you to do is to avoid the cruciferous vegetables from your diet. But by large, any hormonal problems, you can go ahead and have this in limited quantity. So they are from a particular family of brassica, which is cauliflower, broccoli, and your Brussels sprouts, etc., which are found very easily. And these particular food items, or these particular vegetable sources, are going to help you encourage your estrogen detoxification. So it is not only the synthesis, but also the detoxification process of the hormones, which are of importance. So everything that we are going to be including is not only going to help you enhance the hormone production, but it also helps you in trying to synthesize it and function it, and then eliminate it eventually through your body. Prebiotics and probiotics, we if you recollect, we had also spoken about the gut health as one of the factors that may affect your hormone production of your body. So prebiotics and probiotics are two particular sources where the gut microbiome is directly influenced by. So what are prebiotics? They are basically substances that will help you in metabolizing your gut microbiota, which means they are going to help you produce more of probiotics that will be beneficial later on. What are the prebiotics? They are nothing but the microorganisms which are found in fermented foods. For example, if you take something like kefir or miso, then you have kimchi. Now we have these drinks that are available in the market where you have these kombucha drinks that are there. So people who have gut problems, who have problems that are related to, of course, we are talking about hormonal problems here, but even people who are undergoing irritable bowel, etc., we normally suggest prebiotics and probiotics to them, just to help them enhance the microbiota of their gut. Now, if your gut microbiota gets the proper amount of pre and probiotics, it also helps in the nutrient absorption, and these nutrients send signals to the brain, and mental health is also related to your gut health. So we call it as the gut and brain axis, and make sure that you are trying to nurse or pamper your gut as much as possible, because there are very many complications, including hormonal disturbances that we are talking about today, which are nothing but the direct implication of the gut health. Now, why does food have such a big impact on the hormones? We have to understand 50 to 70 hormones that are playing a role in your everyday life. Here we are talking about 200 hormones that are being synthesized in your body, and these are chemical messengers that actually help in your metabolism. They help in your immune system, reproduction, menstrual health. We have been talking on and off about the same thing, where we say that the hormonal balance is extremely important for the normal functioning of all of these particular systems in your body. Now, when we are talking about food, I mentioned about good fats, and cholesterol plays a very vital role, especially in steroid hormones like your testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, which not only are very, very vital hormones, they are the essence of our human life. Each and every stage of growth and development and reproduction is related to either or of these particular steroid hormones that we are talking about. So do not miss out on your fats, and make sure that you take it in the right quantity so that these hormones are not affecting your health. Now, some of us also know that there are a lot of fad diets that are there in the market, which promise you instant weight loss. It promises you hormone resets, etc. Do not fall prey to these instant weight loss solutions, especially not to the low fat or the keto diets. In fact, today I was going through one of the American journals where they have just released a statement saying keto diets also directly affect your heart health. They are one of the number one causes of atherosclerosis or blockage in your heart. So do not fall prey to any of these social media influenced diets, and always seek help from a professional. Like we were talking about diets, people take it to extreme levels where they cut off fats totally from their diet, or they overdo fats in their diet, like the keto diet that we were talking about. When you do these diets, the reason they are called fat diets is because they show instant results, and the moment you stop it or wean off from these diets, you're going to definitely bounce back with the weight that you had lost, and much more than what you were before. This is called as the yo-yo syndrome, and try not falling prey to these kinds of diets. These extreme diets will lower the production of the steroid hormones that I was talking about, which is very vital for us, all of us, in every stage of our life. So don't fall prey to this. They affect the endocrine system, and endocrine glands are the glands that produce most of the vital hormones in your body. So what is the summary of our nutritional approach to hormonal reset is for all of you to understand that you have to include a well-rounded, balanced diet. Do not fall prey to any fat diets. Make sure that you are eating a balanced diet, no excessive dieting. Excessive dieting can also lower your the overall fat in your body, which may also cause something like absence of periods, again a hormonal problem, very difficult to reverse amenorrhea, and that can also lead you to infertility in the later stages of your life. So please make sure that you give importance to all the nutrients that we spoke about today. Get enough proteins. Definitely, they are the bodybuilding blocks for all of the hormones. The hormones are peptide chains, and amino acid plays a very important role. So get enough protein in your diet. Exercise regularly. Do not, of course, we all know that a sedentary lifestyle causes a lot of problems. So take any activity that is comfortable to you, whether it is yoga or jogging. Make sure that you achieve your target for the day. So to put it very honestly, you need not go and stretch yourself to achieving 10,000 steps in a day. A healthy active lifestyle can be, even if you achieve about 4,000 to 5,000 steps. So do that and make it a part of your everyday target, but also do other activities that help you release different hormones. I'll come to that. Maintain your normal BMI, which is very, very important to help you maintain your hormonal balances. Eat within your caloric, of course, your caloric values, etc., have to be professionally calculated, and we can help you out with, getting you to a well-rounded, balanced diet. Watch your gut health. I've been talking about gut. So prebiotics, probiotics, your gut microbiome, all of this are related to your hormone, production in your body. Cut down on the sugars. We also spoke about white sugar, white rice, and white flour, refined flours, etc. Minimize them. That will help you in maintaining your, insulin levels in your body, and it will also help you in maintaining a good gut microbiome. Reduce stress, get enough sleep, eat healthy fats. We spoke about what healthy fats we should be incorporating in our diet. Eat plenty of fiber. Fiber comes through raw vegetables, raw fruits. Munch on it till you have your dental, I say that, till you don't have artificial denture, please chew on your food. Don't go for simple things like juices, etc. That may, suddenly elevate your sugar levels. So yes, maintaining your diet with a low glycemic index food also helps in maintaining your hormonal balances. Exercise, we already spoke about it. Incorporate anything that you are comfortable with. Cut it down to 15 minutes of each of activities. Either you can do it at home, during your lunch break, going out on a stroll, before your meals definitely helps. After your meals also, taking 100 steps is one mantra that you can follow to maintain a normal BMI. Laughter, please do not forget this. That is one of the best exercises that you can do to enhance your endorphins. It helps you in boosting your immune system. It also helps in relaxing your muscle tension. So here the studies have found that a average child laughs 400 times in a day, whereas an average adult only smiles 15 times in a day. Imagine from where we were, how, we've all become sulky, and we've all, getting into that depression. Do not do that. Laugh as much as possible and try spreading happiness. It releases a lot of, hormones like dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, oxytocin. All of these hormones are extremely important, not only for your physical health, but also for your mental health. And I sum up today's talk for the day. I hope I've creating awareness with food and hormones. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patient hearing.
Thank you so much, Preetha. It was such an informative session. I'm sure all of our attendees would agree that we got a lot of information about, diet and how diet actually affects our health. And, as ladies, it affects our hormones and, causes them to imbalance. So thank you very much for conducting this beautiful session for us. We've got some questions, I think. So I would like to request all the attendees, if you have any questions, we've got about 10 minutes left. You guys can put it in the Q&A box as even anonymous questions, or you can put them in the chat box and we'll quickly take them up.
So I have about 4 questions here.
Yes.
So the first question was, what are the signs of or symptoms of early menopause? So like we had discussed in one of our slides, there are so many mixed symptoms that you can, face when you have this early menopause. I will just shift to the. So we were talking about, you having simple things like dry skin, or you undergoing hot flushes. I've written here vaginal dryness, sleep problems, depression. Then we have excessive weight gain, okay, severe hair loss. And also there are certain, signs that I've given here, like, extreme sensitivity to cold or hot food, okay, frequency in your urination. We normally say that, in diabetes, there are these 3 P's that we talk about: polyphagia, polyuria, and polydipsia. So either you feel excessive hunger or excessive thirst, or you want to, frequent the washroom. So these are signs, that you may be reasons for your early menopausal symptoms. So these are all mixed symptoms. We can't zero down on, oh, because you're having hair loss, it can be a sign that you're. But yes, the other things like, there is a drop in your libido, or you have problems with your digestion, you're facing this bloating, indigestion. Suddenly you have started having burps, etc., or there is a lot of gas formation or leaky gut. All of these can also be a sign of early menopause. So yeah, you will have to definitely go to a professional and try and eliminate all of one by one, and then understand where exactly you are in. The first and foremost symptom that you may see in a early menopausal is irregularity in your cycle. So if there is irregularity in your period cycle, then yes, that can be one of the early signs of menopause. Also, if you have a little coarseness in your voice, if you suddenly feel your skin and hair has gone very dry, or in some cases there are also facial hair that you can see. So, and darkening of your neckline. So so many signs that I can talk about, but yes, go to a gynecologist and understand if that is the cause, because there are certain false alarms also that you may face as you undergoing early menopausal stage. Next question is, how can we check our hormone balance? So we had also spoken about, there are different types of tests that you can get done. So if you have any of these signs and symptoms that we spoke about at length today, go ahead and get a saliva swab, or go for a blood test. A simple blood test will help you know if you have hormonal imbalance. Doing a small basic test like CBC, which includes your thyroid and your sugars, will also show. And I also had mentioned vitamin D, B12, etc. So get all these tests done and you will come to know whether, there is any kind of hormonal imbalance in your body. Is using menstrual is the correct size? So yeah, menstrual been proven to be safe. I am to advise you whether you should be using it or not. Correct size, it's a flexible size that is available. It's made up of a silicone fiber. It fits naturally. There are, I think, 2 or 3 different standard sizes available. You'll have to definitely check it with the medical representative and then go ahead and buy it. That question, I'll have to leave it there. I can't really justify it. Can we have a personalized diet chart? Yes, of course. Whoever has asked me this question, please take my contact details from Riddhi. And yes, you can reach me. I'll be more than happy to help you with a personalized diet chart.
Preetha, you can also put your contact details in the chat box. So if anybody wants, they can, note it down right away. And obviously you can reach out to me also. I'd be happy to help.
Okay, I think I answered. Okay, how to deal with her hirsutism? It's a wrong spelling. Sorry, it's hirsutism. So that's okay. There are certain signs that show that you have hirsutism. Now this again is a hormonal problem where the level of estrogen in your body goes down, and because of which the male secreting hormone, that is your testosterone levels, can go little on the higher levels. Now when this happens, you get this facial hair like I spoke about, or you undergo darkening of your skin in and around your neck area, or your underarms, near the groin area, or under your knee area, etc. There can be excessive darkening of skin. There are possibilities that your voice changes. There's a lot of hoarseness in your voice. There are possibilities that your there is a excessive hair loss that happens. This, if you have to deal with this particular kind of condition, then first we need to know whether all the rest of the other parameters in your body are normal, whether you have any other comorbidities, whether you have faced any problems with your fertility or your menstrual cycle, etc. After understanding what exactly is the cause, a simple thing like a vitamin D3 deficiency can also be a cause for you having hirsutism. Now when what we do with the diet for these kind of cases is to imply the nutritional guidelines that I spoke about today. So we take into consideration your gut health. We make sure that you have your good fats in place. We make sure that you're given a high quality protein diet that plays a vital role in your everyday dietary plan. We increase the amount of protein that you are taking, so that that helps you in your peptide chains, and that will in turn help you with your hormonal balance. So at large, if you see, generally the approach for any hormonal problems will be to make sure that, high quality protein is given in your diet, good fats are given in your diet, more of fiber is taken into account, gut health is also taken into account, and more of complex carbohydrates. Though we cut down the amount of carbs in your diet, because most of the times any type of hormonal imbalance gets you to a higher BMI. So trying to help you control your weight gain and trying to get you to a ideal BMI will be the first approach to these kinds of problems. And even in Hirsutism, we will make sure that you first are taken into that acceptable bracket, and then we go ahead and enhance the type of fats and proteins that we play around in your diet. How do you reduce androgens from body? That, yes, of course, through the diet, I can say that, certain foods like phytoestrogens, etc., will help you control, but directly, trying and attacking one particular hormone, extremely difficult. It's a complex, our body is a extremely complex machine, and we cannot just directly concentrate on one particular hormone unless you go through a hormone replacement therapy, etc., where we are trying to target that particular gland, and we are trying to understand whether the levels are within the reversible range or not. We can't really help you there. This answer would be best answered by a hormone expert or an endocrinologist, as we know him. Please go ahead and ask a gynecologist or an endocrinologist, and they may be able to help you with the hormone replacement therapy. Through diet, we cannot just directly, aim at any one single, single out any hormone as such. The next question is, even after playing tennis 5 days a week and having good sleep of 8 hours, vegetarian diet, my weight does not drop. Also, if I stop activities for 1 week, the weight shoots up by 2 or 3 kgs. So if you remember, we had this yo-yo syndrome that I spoke about. So whenever you're doing a particular kind of a diet or activity, okay, consistency, persistence is very, very important. Keep going there. Every step counts. Okay. And I want to understand why you stop a particular activity if it is a part of your everyday life. So if you are doing 5 days a week tennis, and if you're able to maintain a good sleep pattern, and you're also concentrating on good nutrients, etc., through your diet, it will go down slowly and steadily. We again have to understand if there is any underlying problem. There are chances that, your insulin receptors are inhibited. There are chances that there is some little bit of problem with your estrogen levels. Anything can be a reason. Because we are talking of hormonal problems here, I'm just mentioning those. There are also chances that genetically you are predisposed to gaining weight faster than another individual. So there are DNA tests that we do. There is a nutrigenomics that I'm talking about, where we also get your DNA test done, and we can tell you whether you are predisposed to gaining weight, or like there is a famous example where we say, me and my sister, we both have the same sandwich, but how come she never puts on weight and I just put on weight even if I'm breathing air? There are possibilities that there is some little bit of predisposed indicators in your genes as well. Again, your gut health, etc., all of that has to be taken into consideration to know why this tendency is. Connect with me. Let us go through a complete blood profile and your history and your medical history and your current conditions, and I can help you definitely there. But keep up with your activities. Do not lose hope. Every step is counts, and you will reach there definitely. Madam, is atta chapati good for everyday meal? Pranjali, yes, of course. Whole wheat atta chapatis are what we have been having for years together. And if you are healthy, if you are not facing any medical problems, if you are not undergoing any of the hormonal problems or even medical conditions that we spoke about today, and you are a healthy individual, please continue having your atta chapati. cut down the quantity. If you are on a table job, if your lifestyle is sedentary, definitely cut down your carbohydrate intake and go more for fiber, fresh fruits, vegetables, include dairy in your daily life, and try and maintain that plate proportion that I spoke about. So having one chapati or, 1.5 chapatis or fulkas, 2 fulkas in a meal is absolutely fine. Do not fear atta chapati. Go ahead and enjoy it. Somebody's asked me for foods for hypothyroid. So when we were discussing all of these foods that I had mentioned, I also mentioned that some of the cruciferous vegetables, etc., are omitted during conditions like thyroid. I also mentioned that, licorice, etc., supplementations are included as part of our approach towards thyroid problems. So in thyroid, what basically happens is your thyroid gland stops producing thyroid stimulating hormone. And generally there is T3 and T4 levels that we take into consideration, and the ratio is taken into account. And then we decide as to what are the foods that can help you. Phytoestrogens definitely help if you have hypothyroid. So have your soya, have your flax seeds, chia seeds, go for a lot of plant protein sources. If you are a hypothyroid, your metabolism drops, because thyroid is a metabolic organ, and it hampers the overall calories that you burn in a daily basis. So try incorporating some kind of exercise in your diet, in your daily activities. Have a lot of fiber rich foods. You can have nuts, like Brazil nuts are very, very, they've shown to show good results if you are a hypothyroid. I think I've given you 4-5 pointers, but yes, of course, there are diets also that we can prepare. I can help you there. Activities for hypothyroid people. So any condition that, affects your metabolism, the only thing you have to do is to stay active and boost up your metabolism. So there are certain foods like, apple cider vinegar or green chilies, ginger, that you can incorporate, turmeric. All of these can be incorporated in your diet to help you enhance or elevate your metabolism internally through diet and also activities. So the more you do exercise, the more you're pushing your BMR, the more the BMR elevates, the more calories you burn, and you can, control or get your thyroid levels in place. Do not miss your medication whatsoever, because without the altroxin or the thyroxine medicine, all of the dietary habits, all of the exercise habits will not help you, because especially for thyroid, because of the metabolic disorder, you have to definitely depend on supplementation. Don't miss out on that. Everybody has asked about food and activities for thyroid, so it goes general. All of this that I discussed, I think 3 or 4 questions are only about hypothyroid.
I think, Preetha, there's one question in the chat box as well.
Okay, I'll just check. I'm suffering from PCOS, and in the last 2 years, I gained a lot of weight, approximately 10 kgs. Okay, I want to lose weight. What should I do? So, we spoke about, different chronic conditions in a woman's life. Menarche is one, and school going children. I had mentioned that, a lot of us have seen that, very many teenagers nowadays are facing PCO. And to be very honest, it is our lifestyle, and it is the availability of so many ready to eat, artificial, hormone induced foods that we consume on a daily basis that, hampers our hormones. And that is why we end up having polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now, it is a syndrome, it is a condition, it can be reversed. Okay, again here, we also saw that in your case, you've gained a lot of weight. So the first thing that you need to do is concentrate on your BMI, start a physical activity, try, minimizing the amount of time you sit in a particular place, get up and do an activity, go fetch a glass of water, small little things where lifestyle changes lead you to a healthy lifestyle. Have enough water intake, cut down on your non-vegetarian foods, especially red meat, full fat, cut down on your dairy products. Not that, you should totally eliminate milk from your diet, but replacing the cows or the buffalo's milk with an almond milk or, soya milk can definitely help you. Incorporate soy in your diet, have more of good quality proteins, have fiber in your diet, and gut reset is very, very important. You have to start exercising no matter what. So apart from the dietary sources, activity plays a very important role. If you are on medication, and if you are on a hormone replacement medication for your periods to be regularized, etc., then those hormone replacement, we saw that there are a lot of side effects there as well. Try concentrating more on meditation, yoga, uh, try and maintain a proper sleep, and keep your mood elevated. Don't get into depression. So because in PCOS, these are the signs, where we end up having a lot of fatigue and, muscle tiredness, and that may, not allow us to be physically active. So go there, join a club, join a gym, do some activity, and have a overall balanced meal. That will help you. And of course, I am there to help you. You can contact me, and then we can plan a individualized, diet according to your lifestyle. I can help you there.